What is going on, Alabama fans? Chris Daughtry here with the Alabama Football Report by Chat Sports. I'm going on vacation next week, so I'm pre-filming a lot of videos. Next week, we're pretty much only going to be doing some of those position breakdown videos. So I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section of today's video. What position group do you have the least confidence in? Whether that's the starters that's going to be going out there and playing this year, whether that's the depth or even the future in recruiting, I want to hear from you guys. What position group do you have the least confidence in going into the 2025 college football season? All right, coming up on today's show, we're pretty much going to be talking about that linebacker position for Alabama in terms of recruiting anyways, because four-star linebacker Brayden Rouse will be making his commitment announcement later on tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. And this is a position group at that middle linebacker spot in particular that I think it's kind of been lacking a little bit in terms of this recruiting process. You know, Alabama's got 19 commitments now, and really, they only have 2 linebacker commits, but only one of those linebacker commits is actually going to be an outside linebacker at that Wolf spot. So, the other one's also Zay Hall, who is going to be a work in progress type of player. Don't necessarily see him competing for any kind of starting position here in the next 2 years, probably at least. I would assume going into year 3 or year 4 is when you're probably going to see Zay Hall actually start vying for some playing time there at that middle linebacker spot. When it comes to Brayden Rouse, though, these are his top 4 schools that he's going to be choosing between tonight in no particular order: Alabama, Texas, Michigan, and Tennessee. Kind of seems like Tennessee is the favorite to beat here. He had a really good time out there on his official visit. Probably all of these schools, I would assume he had a pretty good time on his official visit there. He is a 4-star, top 100 player. Really love the size and the speed that Brayden Rouse can bring to the table here. He is the number 5 linebacker in this class, and also another player out of the state of Georgia as well. He's a two-way player, so he's very athletic, plays both on offense and on defense. In his junior season, he did anyways. He's played linebacker, he's played edge, he's played safety, he's played wide receiver, he's played tight end. This is definitely a guy that Alabama would probably like to get in their 2026 recruiting class, but as of right now, it kind of seems to me like Tennessee is probably going to be the team to beat there, but you never know. Recruiting is a long process. It's only the summertime right now. December is when that early signing period actually starts, and then in February is when that actual quote-unquote national signing day. Of course, most of these recruits actually end up doing their signing day, the early signing day now, but you also can, if you want to, string it out until February. So if Brayden Rouse ends up committing to Alabama, we will have a video for you guys, so do not miss out. Hit that sub button. We'll keep you guys updated on all things Alabama football recruiting. During the season, we'll have updates. We have our watch parties during the season as well, and those are a whole lot of fun. So help us out. Help us grow here at the Alabama Football Report. Only 133 subs away from hitting that 26,000 subscriber mark. And I want to catch our Michigan Football Report. We're not too far behind them as well. They seem to be really handling us on the field the last 2 years anyway. So I want to handle them here, get some more subscribers to catch up to them. Help me out. Make sure you guys hit that sub button for me right now. All right, let's just look at what Alabama has right now at this linebacker position. Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson's going to be coming back from that injury this year. Then you also got Nakai Hill-Green out of the transfer portal. Those 3 guys are going to be your 3 linebacker starters this year. After that, you got Kaiden Jones, who got a lot of buzz during the springtime. You got QB Reese, who also kind of later on in the springtime got some buzz as well. And then you have 3 freshmen, Abdul Sanders, Duke Johnson, and Luke Metz as well. And then there's nothing after that at that middle linebacker spot. So, you're going to be losing Justin Jefferson, Deontay Lawson, and Nakai Hill-Green. This is their last year of eligibility. So, after that, you've only got 5 middle linebackers, true middle linebackers in the fold. And, I really like Kaiden Jones. I really like QB Reese. I really like these freshmen that you got in last year's signing class. These guys absolutely are not scrubs. You see, I went ahead and put Justin Hill on here as well, but he's going to be playing that Wolf position. He's not necessarily going to be playing that middle linebacker position. So I really like the players that you have. And just in terms of the numbers, I think, it would probably be a pretty positive thing if Alabama could land at least one more linebacker in this, or middle linebacker in particular, in this 2026 recruiting cycle. We'll continue on with some more targets and everything like that here in just a second. But first, want to give a shout out to our friends over at Fanatics. You guys can get what I am calling the Kalen DeBoer hat, because it's the same exact hat that he wears on Saturdays out there on the field. It is on sale right now. Originally $25, on sale now for just $8. So a very, very good deal there. It's also got that dry fit, that performance fit type of material. So it's really, really hot out there, especially down in Alabama right now in the summertime. So this hat definitely does keep you cool as well. So help me out. Go over to chatsports.com/DeBoer hat. That's how you get that sale. $25 originally, now on sale for $8. I'll put that link down in the comment section and the description of today's video. But one more time for you guys, it's chatsports.com/DeBoer hat. If you guys need a new Crimson Tide hat, this is a very, very good one. I've got the same exact one, so take it from me. It's a really, really solid hat, and it's on sale right now. All right, so what Alabama has right now at the quote-unquote linebacker position in terms of this 2026 recruiting class, you have Zay Hall and you have Xavier Griffin. However, Xavier Griffin is going to most likely be playing that Wolf position. That's been all the reporting, that he's going to be playing that Wolf position. He likes the fact that he's going to be able to rush the passer, but also drop into pass coverage as well. Zay Hall, he's going to be a guy that it's going to take him a few years to actually get playing time, if he ever does get playing time for Alabama. I really do like what he can bring to the table, but he's going to be more of that work-in-progress type of guy. So like I said earlier, you're losing 3 linebackers. You're going to have to fill that spot somehow, and you only have 5 guys left in your depth chart after your starters. So, going into next season, there's going to be a need at that linebacker spot. You recruited really well last year. You're recruiting, decent players in this cycle, but I definitely do think Alabama needs to get at least one more middle linebacker in this class, but who knows? Maybe in the future, Xavier Griffin is a guy that ends up moving to that inside linebacker spot, because we saw that from Jahad Campbell as well. If you guys remember, Jahad Campbell was actually an edge rusher coming out of high school and then ends up moving over to that middle linebacker spot, the last 2 years, I believe it was, at Alabama. So there's a possibility that Xavier Griffin could possibly do that exact same thing. Jahad Campbell is a guy that he has been comped to as well. So I want to hear from you guys down in the comment section. Will Xavier Griffin eventually move to that inside linebacker spot? I want to hear from you guys. Type Y for yes or N for no down in the comment section of today's video. All right, some other players that Alabama are still currently targeting at that middle linebacker spot. You have Kaiden Hall. He's currently committed to Florida. See it right there. He's ranked as the number 14 safety in this class. Excuse me. But Alabama is recruiting him as a linebacker. You have Cincere Johnson, who is now listed as an edge on the 247 Sports Composite rankings. But Alabama was also recruiting him as a middle linebacker. He's from the state of Ohio, currently committed to Ohio as well. So if you want to get one of those 2 guys, you're going to have to flip one of them there. Brayden Rouse, we talked about him. He's going to be making his commitment announcement later on tonight. Went ahead and put him in his official visit gear there for Tennessee, because seems like Tennessee is going to be the team to beat there. Anthony Davis is also another guy that I really enjoy watching his film as well. Number 22 linebacker in the class. He took his official visit to Alabama on June 20th. So that last official visit window before the dead period. So that's usually, that last commitment, that last official visit weekend is always a good weekend to have there. Still no commitment date on him quite yet. Could pop out of nowhere. And then you also have Nick Abrams, who's going to be ended up committing on July 16th. And look, I would not expect, outside of these 5 guys right here, Alabama to go out there and offer any more linebackers in this class. There's also some other teams in the mix. You got Michigan, you got your Oregons in the mix as well, kind of rounding out some of these guys. Kind of might end up being, whoever commits last is who Alabama ends up getting, or, vice versa. Maybe somebody commits to Alabama and then Oregon, Michigan, whatever, gets the other 2 guys, or, whatever it ends up being there. But these are the 5 guys really at that middle linebacker spot that Alabama is currently targeting right now. And, according to Courtney Morgan, it seems like that they're not going to be offering anybody else at that middle linebacker spot. He told On3 in an article that was released this morning about kind of Alabama's recruiting. This was kind of towards the bottom of the article. He said, our goal is to get them on campus as many times as we can throughout the year, at least 3 or 4 times. And then once they come on the official visit, hopefully this is their 4th or 5th time and we can knock it out of the park. If you've been recruiting a kid for a year and he's been to your school 4 times, by the time that they get to school on the official visit, you have a good idea if they want to come. Our biggest thing is we don't bring new kids into the fold. I think that's the key statement right there. Don't bring new kids into the fold. If you don't see us, randomly all of a sudden, a kid comes to an official visit because it's a waste of time and our resources. It's a build-up from the start of their junior year to the summer going into their senior year. So pretty much right there. Doesn't seem like Alabama's going to be offering any other middle linebackers in this class. Maybe something happens. Some kid breaks out during the middle of his senior season, but it seems like those are the only other 5 middle linebackers that Alabama's going to be targeting. So let me know one more time before we get out of here. Do you guys think Alabama needs another inside linebacker commit? I definitely do think they need at least one. I would love to have 2, but probably one more is what you're going to get there if Alabama ends up getting one. Let me know what you guys think. Type 1 for yes or type 0 for no down in the comment section of today's show.